And let's see if we're back again. Is this another one? No, we need to do another one. We should be live, except that okay. Am I live? Why is it not working this time? I should be live. Okay, just a second. Now I am live. Okay. So I realized my mistake. I went live with the DJI Fly app and Restream. That's not the way to go. You have to go with Litchi, and by default, when you power up your drone, and I needed to calibrate the drone, and that's why I had DJI Fly app on, and I forgot. We have to close that out and then light up Litchi. Hey Grant, how's it going? So Grant, so yes, Grant, I thought to myself, if you, of all people, can't diffuse and de-escalate a Karen, then the rest of us are screwed. If you know what I'm saying. Basically, when somebody's mindset is got, a drone derangement syndrome and they're not going to budge, you really do need to get your diffusion and de-escalation skills up to, a level where it won't get into a confrontation. So the fact that you, of all people, had trouble means that the rest of us are in big trouble should we ever encounter something new. So we got to work on our, our diplomatic skills and try to be kind and nice, even though those people are deserving of, you know what I mean. Anyway, so I did an initial test and I completely forgot we can't use the DJI Fly, although it works for like 5 minutes or less, and then it starts having problems. So, Dave, I think you were telling me that I don't see myself on Twitter for some reason, but YouTube is here. So, yes, the audio is clear. So, obviously, there are benefits to using Litchi in the Restream and DJI Mini. X is working now too. Okay, I can't get my X to refresh for some reason, but I'm taking you at your word, Chris. So I'm going to log out of X and then hopefully I'll be able to see for myself the live. Nope. For some reason, my X is not, I don't have access to it. But, and it's weird because my YouTube app is not, it's much better now. Thank you, Dave. I'm not getting a refreshed chat in my YouTube. Wait a minute. I have to go into the live chat. That's why. Okay. Now I'm in the live chat. So YouTube is up to date. And Twitter is not being, at least on my, both on my desktop and on my iPad. Of course, I haven't upgraded it or updated it on my iPad Pro. So maybe that's where the problem is. So this is my plan. Looks like we're configured with the new DJI Mini. and I'm hoping that I can find a nice launchable spot with free Wi-Fi. There is a place near on the canal, the Lachine Canal, which is a bike path that I can use the Wi-Fi, and I've done it before. It's where my Spark had a problem. Oh, speaking of which, so this is what happens when I power on the Spark. After about 5 minutes, it overheats, and there's a little vent here, right? And I think there's a fan that's supposed to cool it down, and I think that's the problem. The fan isn't either working, and the green lights turn to solid red after about 5 minutes. It overheats, and so I cannot fly with the Spark at all until I figure out how to arrange the problem. So what happened is, 2 years ago, I had these pontoons on the Spark, and at a height, it decided it was going to drop. I thought it dropped on a roof of a building, but in fact, it dropped in a parking lot, and the little plastic pontoons got splayed out like the way that a giraffe takes a drink of water. So it must have helped break the fall, but still, I think the impact did something, and unfortunately, the body of the Spark overheats. So I can't trust it until I figure out what the problem is. But at least we have the Mini 2, which now works with Lychee. You guys are telling me X is okay, and YouTube seems to be okay. Let's see. I'm going to do this, and I'll see how long that takes it for me to see it on the YouTube app, and that'll tell me how much time there is. Oh, that's quite a lag. That's like a 10-second lag. So I won't be able to give you. Hey Dean, how's it going? You think you remember that from 2 years ago? It was really weird. I thought I had lost it. I thought I had to go into the building and ask the administration for permission to go look for my drone. And then I went around it, and then I saw it on the parking lot next to a car. And it was like the little pontoons they were so sad. They were like really like they were flattened out. It was just so funny. But I guess it helped break the fall, because there was no real damage except for here. Here there's a little bit of a crack in the plastic. But apart from that, there was no real damage. The gimbal seems to work. I can make it move any way I want it to. So that's very important. And nothing on the arms got cracked. So I'm hoping it's a simple solution. I'm going to keep my fingers crossed. So in the meantime, maybe tomorrow, if it's good weather, we're going to go and do a first test fly with the Mini 2 and check it out, see how well it does. So, there. Oh, wait, are you talking about Grant's clash, or are you talking about the crash when I was on the canal 2 years ago, Dean? Because sometimes it's hard with the delay to stitch together where the stream of consciousness is going. But anyway, I'm kind of glad that the Lychee and the Restream and the Mini 2 are all working together, and we're using Wi-Fi. Like, it's not a very strong Wi-Fi. Mine? Okay, thank you. It's not a very strong Wi-Fi, but the fact is I can see the quality of the broadcast on YouTube, and it looks pretty good. I'm quite impressed. So hopefully, with the free Montreal Wi-Fi, if it's a stable one, we should be able to do some flying, maybe even in old Montreal along the old port. I know a spot where I can fly it and I'm not around. Within that 30-yard metric of being away from humans. And even if I do get a Karen or a busybody or whatever you want to call them come up to me, I can pretty well, stand my ground, as it were. But it's better to diffuse the situation and to de-escalate, as Grant has tried and somehow did wasn't successful, but we got to keep trying. Do you have an unlimited? No, I don't, Dave. See, the thing is that in Canada we have like these exorbitant data rates. They just like they rob us blind, and I just refuse to sign up for it. Like I'm not paying $60 or more a month in for cell service. I just not doing it. But luckily, there are a few places here and there where I can latch on to Wi-Fi and then take advantage of that to do flying. But apart from that, I'm just going to have to fly and then record and then up it to YouTube or wherever after the fact. But thanks for asking. Yeah, it does stink. We have three companies that are monopolies here in Canada, and then they have subsidiary companies that give you like a slighter, less expensive plan, but it's really not. We're paying more than anybody else in the world. Like amongst all of the countries that charge the most, Canada is up there for cell plans. It's just a fact of life, and we've had governments, during their election cycles, they would make promises. Yeah, they were going to do something about the high cost of, and it never gets done. And they've been talking about it like 20 years, and it still hasn't happened. So the fix is in. What can you do? Anyway, I am so glad this is working out. There's Dave, there's Chris, there's Dean, and there was Grant in the room, and so that's good. But less talking and more flying, as it were. And Dave, hopefully you too. Like I said, I think you have a Mini 3 Pro or a Mini 3 something. And I'm not sure what the limitations are, but combination of Lychee and Restream and something else might be the way to go for you to be live streaming, and then we can come in and watch what you're doing on the waterfront, because I assume the waterfront and or that place with the empty parking lot where I think you work. Would be an ideal place just to go up flying and then get some hours in, get a few minutes in of flying and testing stuff out, as well as with the live stream, because that's a whole other parameter that kind of can get complicated when you're, keeping your eye on your bird, and then you're following questions, and you're also trying to do some videoing of, your surroundings. So those are three things that somehow, when you have enough practice, it's possible to do. Yeah, no, I don't have an unlimited plan. I have a very fixed. See, my phone plan, I think I have, Jesus Christ, it started off with the 3 gigabytes a month. Yeah, it was 3 gigabytes a month, and then it got dropped to 1 gigabyte a month, and that's like, with tax, it's almost $30 for 1 gigabyte a month. So I only use it for like driving instructions and calls and stuff, but I can't do any live streaming on 1 gigabyte a month, right? It's just not workable. I mean, I can add on more data, but it really gets expensive. So unlimited is not even an option here except for calling. There you go. Yeah. So the point is you need to leech off of the data Wi-Fi where you can get it. And it's slowly, incrementally. I have like an idea of certain spots around town. Sometimes a place will give me their Wi-Fi password, and I can go outside and then use that outdoors reach of getting the connection to do a live stream. So as the time goes on, I keep adding new and new little spots where I can get away with leeching the Wi-Fi. Exactly, Dave. And then imagine if some rando comes up to you and then starts asking you, "Hey, what are you doing? You know, and, and you're getting the third degree out of some stupid rando that thinks that they've been deputized and they have the authority to come in and, I mean, apart from that, because you never know if it's somebody who's genuinely curious and excited, because it works both ways. There are people that are just like, they go, their little kid kind of comes out, and then they just love drones, and then they're got a million questions, and they don't understand that, oh, by the way, you need to like give what you're doing your undivided attention. So you got to kind of figure out how to like calm that person down without being rude to them, and explain to them that you need to kind of, you will answer the questions, but you need to focus on what you're doing. And I've had that mistake happen to me where I got interrupted by a park ranger, and I lost focus on where I was flying, and my drone crashed. And luckily, I had the insurance because I was able to get the replacement drone. But that bitch, interrupted me in my flight, and it caused me to crash. And I'll never forgive her for that, because a park ranger should know better, even though she was saying we had no authority or right to fly in the park. But that's how things go. In the future at beaches, you'll fly. Yeah, that's right. See, Dave has already been ahead of that because he's kind of concerned about being confronted. And that is the thing to do. Like when you're in an urban area and if you're on the outskirts, is just go in early in the morning when there's nobody up and there are no, like Karens tend to like be asleep and away at those hours of the day. Thank God. Because, and when you have everything nice and quiet, actually, they make sometimes better footage as opposed to when things are way too busy type of thing. So yeah, all of these little pointers and skills and stuff, if you can avoid confrontations, even better. But, over time, it's all our duties, right, to educate the public, especially people that are ignorant, who have like misconceptions. And if you can turn one or two around, like that's basically, it's a tall order, but you got to start somewhere. So yeah, and then of course, when we have an incident or an issue, it's great when we can talk about it and then we can analyze what happened, and then you can say, oh well, maybe if you did this differently, you might have had a better result, and try that next time, something to that effect. So yeah, I'm kind of glad this initial test went on. I like the fact that you guys are there on the live, and it's very encouraging, and it makes me want to get the hell out of here and do some flying. But I gotta actually like put some labels on my new drone. I want to put some reflective tape. I want to like secretly hide, some phone numbers in there that it won't show up on the live stream. But when somebody, if it happens to fly away and land in somebody's yard and they find it, they'll know how to call me, type of thing. And I did buy insurance. I bought the 2-year insurance on the Mini 2 because I figured you do the math, you're eventually going to have another flyaway or an issue or something, and there's that little opportunity of getting that coverage it'll be less expensive, because in a way, I guess, if you do have the insurance, DJI is obligated to replace your drone. So even though they've discontinued the Mini 2, because you have like at least 2 years in the future from here, I think DJI has an obligation to replace my Mini 2 if anything should happen to it. So it's great having that option. That's why I decided to go ahead and get the insurance, because there's no guarantee I'll be able to get another one, if they get all sold out, type of thing. So Grant, yeah. So yeah, I think this is boding well. Here in North America, it's springtime, and winter, except for Nick, who has where he goes to that ice fishing place, he does like those really great winter scenes with droning. But apart from that, there's nobody else that kind of does what Nick does. And but I expect, because spring is around the corner, we're all kind of like wanting to get out and do some flying. So it's great to have all you guys on board and stuff like that. So I'm looking forward to it. Looks like there's going to be a lot more activity, globally, and I think that's a good thing. Well, yeah, me too. And but without incidents, like just having like ho hum humdrum flights with a few interesting things. Like I think the most interesting thing I might have. Well, there's two things. There's that there's a pink cabin on top of a it's like a what is it, like a grain silos that they would like it was called Canada Malting, which is like an abandoned industrial building, and it's been like cordoned off, and it's great to do some exterior drone shots. That's one thing. And then further down, where I know I can get Wi-Fi, it's close by a canal, and there's a train track that crosses the canal. And when the train actually goes over the little bridge, it's actually a very pretty sight when you see it from the drone. So I'm looking forward to connecting with another flight, and hopefully the timing will be such that we're gonna have like some train crossings at the same time. So again, enough talking, more droning, as it were. So it looks like I'm hoping that the glitches, the kind of what is it called? The caution messages I was getting after on my second battery using Lychee and Restream are going to go away with this new model drone. And if they're not, well, I'm going to keep my eye on it, and I'll be very worried if I start getting those those things where it happens when you put in the second battery, and then all of a sudden you're getting like a data issue, or you're getting some other kind of warning. It's going to have me worried, because that's what happened the last time the drone did a flyaway, and I was very lucky to collect the pieces, as it were. Well, yeah, we'll have to do a collective effort in that. Maybe even have a little voodoo doll with some pins, and have little RTMP kind of like labels on the pins, and go, yes, Simon, keep that on your mind. RTMP for drones, because we've been asking for 3 years, and we've never got a definite no, but we haven't gotten any movement on it either. So yeah, I'm not even going to hold my breath. If it happens, it happens. Pedro has the next best solution, and that seemed to encourage Simon, I guess, maybe to do nothing. I don't know. But yeah, hopefully we will get our TMP on Heckle, because I probably will have the best, short lag because of the way that Heckle is coded. I'm hoping anyways, that way, and our community is already baked in with Heckle. So it's not like we have to go recruit other droners in order to come on board. They're pretty well all there. And the ones that are outliers, well, it's just a matter of time. Especially if we do get our TMP, I assume they will come. So yeah, but I don't know if bothering Simon is going to make anything happen. I think it's just going to happen when he freaking well decides to do something about it, and not a second before, and nobody's influence is going to make any difference. I don't think even guilting him is going to work, because we would try that, and it hasn't worked so far. When you meet up with Simon, he told me he's very interested in drone. Well, good. So maybe it's like a slow incremental thing, and so there's hope, right? There's a chance. We'll see. We will see. Anyway, let me see. Where's my iPad Mini? So I think I'm gonna send you guys on your way on your weekend. I think this is a successful test. And it would be nice if we were actually flying and doing stuff. Maybe tomorrow will be a nice sunny day, and we'll see what happens. You've had your share of losses. Yes. I want smooth. I don't want any incidents. I want uneventful. I want a very uninteresting drone flights, at least for the next little while. So there we go. Okay, guys, you flew with him at the lake. Oh, cool. Yeah, so when he went to Australia, was it a year ago? Well, that was nice. That was nice of you guys to, because you guys are really deserving, right? Since like the beginning of Heckle, and so I think that you've earned your RTMP, and it's just hopefully it's a matter of time and rather than never. Alrighty, so we're gonna leave it at that. Dean, thanks for coming in. Dave, thank you for coming in. Chris, thank you, ciao for now, and Grant, merci beaucoup. So hopefully we will all get together when we've got something fun to do, and yeah, one of you guys are gonna go droning, and we'll all come in and say hi. So yes, thank you, Dean. That's it. Positive thinking. I will be flying tomorrow. There you go. Alrighty. So I don't even know how to turn this thing off anymore. Is it from this one here? Is this how I do it? I press the live and then, oh yeah. Okay, so you press the live and then it says end live. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to end the live. Thanks, guys.